A lot of men approach their sexuality from a very basic, primal level. I'm horny, I want to come, I want release. But what if I told you that sexual energy is something far more powerful than just a physical urge? What if you could start working with it in a completely different way that transforms not just your sex life, but your entire body, mind, and emotional well-being? I'm Dr. Jocelyn, your trusted men's health advisor. What I'm about to share comes from tantric practices that have been used for centuries. Practices that teach men how to transmute sexual energy instead of just releasing it. This isn't about abstinence or denial. It's about spreading that life energy throughout your entire body instead of concentrating it all in your penis and ejaculating it out. When you learn to do this, the whole body experiences sexual energy, not just your genitals. And sexual energy is life energy. It can be incredibly healing for your mind, body, and emotions. I recently worked with a man whose issue was that he found it hard to climax during sex with women. Eventually, we discovered he grew up in a very religious family that wasn't open about sex at all. A lot of the adults he grew up with told him very scary stories about sex and masturbation. Bad things will happen to you if you do that. God will punish you. God will not love you anymore if you masturbate. But as a teenager, he was horny, so he still masturbated. And at the same time, he had this intense fear that God was going to abandon him. That made him feel incredibly guilty every time he masturbated. And that's one of the reasons why he couldn't actually enjoy sex with women or climax. He had so much guilt inside his body. When I talked to him, I explained that obviously there's nothing wrong with loving yourself, with pleasuring yourself, with experiencing your sexuality. Everything's okay. But on a physical level, I tried to explain what I'm talking about now, working with sexual energy differently. We want to reframe the stories we have about sex because a lot of them are very negative, guilt-ridden, filled with anxiety, anger, and fear. We can reframe our sexuality by changing the terms. Instead of, I'm horny, think, the sexual energy in my body has been activated. When we look at it as energy, there isn't as much guilt. We're reframing the whole story about our sexual energy. So I gave him a physical exercise to do at home with himself. He told me he actually masturbates once a day. And I said, fine, that's okay. It might be a lot of ejaculations and it might be somewhat stressful for your body. But let's take the masturbation you're doing every day and transform one of those sessions per week into a tantric session with yourself. In that tantric session, this is what you're going to do differently. First of all, you're going to pay more attention to your body in general. A lot of men, when they masturbate, all their attention is around the penis. And where our attention goes, our energy goes. All our attention is there and all the sexual energy is building up. So it has to come out at one point. Instead of being focused only on your penis, try to pay attention to the rest of your body. And a good way of paying attention to your body is breathing. Deep, long, slow breaths while you are masturbating. Pay attention to your shoulders, to your face, to your anus, to the muscles in your body. Start relaxing all of your body while you're masturbating and working with the sexual energy. Then, when you reach the point of no return, which is around 70% of full arousal, that's the point where you know that if you keep masturbating, you're definitely going to ejaculate. But if you stop, you can still stop. Because after that point of no return, you physically can't stop. The orgasm is already happening. I want you to stop at that 70% point of no return. And I don't want you to just stop and then go on with your day. That's just weird. What are you going to do with all the energy? You might get blue balls or pain down there because it's just stuck there now. That's not a good thing. If that's what you're doing, it's better to just ejaculate. If you're just masturbating, stopping, and then going on with your day, I don't think that's very healthy or good for you. But if we're doing this practice at the point of no return, at that 70%, you let go of your penis and you lie back. You lie down on your back. In yoga, we call it shavasana, which is the dead man pose. You're lying on your back, arms are by your body, legs are spread out straight, and you're not moving at all. That's why it's called dead man pose. You don't move at all and you're breathing. You're going to have an erection, a very hard erection, because you just masturbated to the 70% to the point of no return. And then you start breathing. I like to teach breathing to the anus, to the first chakra. So you breathe in and you let go. Then when you breathe out, you kind of clench the butthole so that the energy goes down. Then you breathe in, you let go. It creates this microcosmic cycle inside of our body. If we do that when we're lying on our back with an erection, what's going to happen is the sexual energy is going to start moving with that cycle up and down. And then you might feel tingling or different sensations all over your body, and your erection is going to release itself. You won't have an erection anymore. It won't be as hard as it was in the beginning because all the sexual energy that was in the penis that created the erection has now spread throughout your entire body. It's not just in that one organ anymore. So that organ is going to be more relaxed. Try to do between 10 to 30 breaths like that and see what happens. A lot of this is exploration. It's different for every person, and it's an internal experience. It's not something that's very easy to talk about with words, because words make it very small and dense, but you're going to experience something there. Sensations, maybe emotions that come up, maybe different visions that suddenly appear in your mind. Maybe you're going to start shaking throughout your whole body. The shaking is just the sexual energy moving through your entire body and not just staying in your penis. A lot of things can happen to you there, and it's going to change from time to time and from person to person. It's never going to be exactly the same, but it's definitely going to be completely different than what you're used to. At the end of the session, once all the sexual energy has been spread throughout your body, you're going to feel different than you usually feel after masturbation, and you're probably going to feel a lot better. Now, before I continue, let me share something that can enhance this practice significantly. Blood flow and circulation are critical for sexual energy work. When your circulation is optimized, sexual energy moves more freely through your body, and the sensations become more intense and more pleasurable. That's why I recommend a clinically formulated nitric oxide booster made from organic watermelon extract. It's rich in L-citrulline, the amino acid your body uses to produce nitric oxide, which is essential for healthy circulation throughout your entire body, not just your genitals. Better circulation means better energy flow, better sensitivity, and more profound experiences during practices like this. You'll find the link to the supplement I recommend in the description below. That's the exercise. Why do it? First of all, to become familiar with your sexual energy. See how much stress you have there and start to relax. Don't put so much pressure on the sexual energy and on your penis. Learn how to work with the sexual energy in a different way so that you can enjoy sex more. Also, pay attention to the thoughts and visions that come up while you're on your back breathing. You might find a lot of memories from childhood where you felt guilty. You might want to hug that inner child if those memories come up and just reteach him that everything's okay. You're allowed to touch your penis. It's fun. It's good. Everything's okay. That's reteaching the inner child, the kid that you used to be, that what he's doing feels really good and it's not a bad thing. This is complex. I'm trying to explain very big concepts of things that practitioners have been working with for years. But this is one specific exercise I've given to so many men, and I know it's done incredible things for them. It's completely changed the way they look at their body and their sexual energy, and it's completely changed their sexual experiences. I recommend you try it. Out of all the times you masturbate a week, however many times that is, at least once, transform it into this kind of exercise and see what happens. We're not doing this for results or to reach a specific goal. We're doing this to change our perspective and to create a new, healthy, loving connection with our sexual energy, with our sexuality, with our body, and with ourselves. If this opened your eyes to a completely different approach to your sexuality, subscribe to the channel. Comment below and tell me, have you tried tantric practices before? And what was your experience? Or if you're going to try this exercise, let me know what happens. I'd love to hear what people experience because it's always so different from each person.